When you start feeling thankful, it's pretty amazing because it feels like something really wonderful is happening. It's like a clear sign that good things are coming your way, that something really nice is going on. Whether you've just gotten a present or are about to get one, saying thank you is just what feels right. Thankfulness is like the highest level of being open to feelings. So, when you start feeling thankful and open up your heart, you're letting in thoughts that match how you're feeling. This can actually change how your body's automatic system works, leading you toward a different future. Think about this. You're really saying positive things like, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am free, while feeling really thankful. Your body starts to feel this new way too, getting in sync with what you want. And get this, your body and mind are totally working together now, no more fighting. So, your body is totally on board with your hopes. Now think about how most people are stuck thinking about just what's right in front of them. They're all caught up in stress, which makes them focus more, feel more, and just care about stuff. This keeps them thinking about their bodies, what's around them, and how time is passing, keeping them stuck in the here and now. But there's another way, one where you create from something bigger than just stuff. To do this, you need to stop thinking about yourself, others, what you own, where you are, and even time itself. You go beyond all these labels, becoming nothing, nowhere, and no time. Basically, you become pure awareness, free from the usual limits of time and energy. When you create from this place of deep awareness, you go beyond the limits of time and effort. Now, you don't have to spend energy chasing after what you want because you can attract it to you. Your clear thoughts and heartfelt feelings become a strong signal, linking you to the energy that fills everything. It's simple: clear thoughts, heartfelt feelings, and the desire to bring what you want closer to you. This mix breaks down the barriers of space and time, bringing coincidences into your life. It's like a magical journey where you're always surprised by the amazing things that happen. I've chosen to follow this path myself, and let me tell you, it's an incredible adventure. The coincidences, the happiness, the sense of wonder, they all become part of your everyday life. So, I'm inviting you to join in. Start with just one thought, any thought. Whether it's anger, sadness, inspiration, joy, or a wish, know that with that single thought, you're not only affecting your body but also changing your reality and, in the end, yourself. Every thought, whether it's negative or positive, has a big impact. As you sit here, calmly watching this video without doing anything, it's important to understand that your body reacts to your latest thought in many different ways. Surprisingly, when you have a thought, it triggers lots of changes in your body. Your pancreas and adrenal glands start working, releasing new hormones. Your brain gets more active in different parts, releasing lots of chemicals too many to list. Your spleen and thymus gland tell your immune system to adjust. Many digestive juices start flowing. Your liver produces enzymes it didn't before. Your heart rate changes. The amount of blood your heart pumps changes, and blood flows to different parts of your body change, all because of just one thought. This shows how much power your thoughts have. Have you ever thought about how much your brain controls your body? Once a thought starts in your brain, your body reacts without you even noticing. It's amazing to think about how much even one conscious or unconscious thought can affect you. Could it be that the thoughts we have every day, even the ones we don't realize we're having, cause chemical changes that affect how we feel? Is it possible that our usual ways of thinking, over time, might lead our bodies to become unbalanced or sick? Could our repeated thoughts and reactions be making our bodies develop unhealthy patterns? So what's actually not normal starts to seem normal just because it happens a lot. This little but important process often slips by unnoticed, but maybe it's time to start paying closer attention. Let's switch our focus. Can you hear the hum of the fridge, the car driving by, the distant dog barking, or the steady beat of your heart. Just by changing what you pay attention to in those moments, you set off a bunch of activity in millions of brain cells. When you decide to change what you're aware of, you're changing your brain. You're not just affecting how it works right now, but also what it might do in the future, which could impact the rest of your life. As you bring your focus back to these words on this video, you're causing changes in how blood flows to different parts of your brain, starting a chain reaction of impulses and changing electrical activity. On a tiny level, a whole bunch of nerve cells start working together, making stronger connections that last longer, all because you shifted your attention. You really did change your mind. As humans, we have this amazing ability to decide what we pay attention to. Basically, what we focus on and how long we keep focusing on it shapes who we are on a brain level. Even though we can change what we're aware of pretty easily, it can be hard to keep focusing on thoughts that might be good for us. Right now, as you keep concentrating, you might have forgotten about that ache in your back, the argument you had with your boss earlier, or even what gender you are. Where we put our attention and what grabs our focus makes a big difference in the direction of our lives on a brain level. Think about how, at any time, we can bring up a bad memory from the past. This memory, which was tucked away in our brain, suddenly feels really real. Similarly, we can worry about things that haven't even happened yet, making them seem like they're happening right now. Even though we can't touch them, they feel totally real to us. Our attention makes things that we can't see or touch become real to us. It's pretty surprising, but science tells us that if we focus on pain in our body, it actually makes the pain worse. The parts of our brain that deal with pain start working harder, but if we can shift our focus away from the pain, those parts of the brain can calm down and the pain can go away, almost like magic. But if we keep focusing on the pain all the time, those brain connections get stronger and we become more sensitive to pain. This might explain how pain and even old memories shape who we are. Basically, what we think about all the time and where we put our attention makes us who we are on a brain level. Neuroscience has discovered something amazing. We can shape and change our own brains by focusing on one thing over and over. Everything that makes us who we are, our thoughts, dreams, memories, hopes, feelings, fears, skills, habits, pains, and joys, is all stored in the network of our 100 billion brain cells. Just by watching this video, you've already changed your brain a bit. Even learning a small piece of information causes new connections to form among brain cells, which changes who you are. The images and ideas you're thinking about right now have made permanent marks in your brain. You're like a living being swimming in a sea of electrical connections made by your brain cells. Your uniqueness comes from how your nerve cells are organized and wired together, which changes as you learn. Remember, experience things, think about yourself, and do things. You're always changing and growing because the way your brain cells are arranged is always changing. Forget the idea that your brain stays the same. It's more like your nerve cells are constantly connecting and disconnecting, like a bunch of tiny electric strings. This idea fits better with how you really are. Your ability to understand these words comes from all the experiences you've had in your life. Lots of different people, like your parents, teachers, friends, and others, have all helped make you who you are today. It's through what we see, hear, smell, taste, and touch, and all the things we do that we write the story of who we are in our minds. We're like the conductors of an amazing orchestra made up of our brains and minds. As we've seen, we have the power to control what happens in our minds. Now let's give your brain a little workout. I'm going to teach you a new trick. Here's what to do. Focus on your right hand. Start by touching your thumb to your pinky finger, then to your index finger. After that, touch your thumb to your ring finger, and finally, touch your thumb to your middle finger. Keep going in this sequence until you can do it easily. Then, speed up your finger movements. making them smooth and quick without making mistakes. With a few minutes of practice, you should get the hang of it. As you learned these finger movements, you went from being relaxed to being really focused. You made the choice to use your brain and pay close attention. Getting good at this task needed more energy in your brain. You basically turned up the brightness of the light bulb in your brain by deciding to do this task. Your drive and decision to learn this activity made your brain work harder, and mastering this task required you to be extra aware and focused. As you focused on learning, your brain got busy. It pumped more blood and had a lot of electricity buzzing in different parts. You made sure to pay attention and didn't let your mind wander. It took a lot of energy to stay so focused. You also changed how millions of brain cells were firing. Your determination, willpower, focus, and attention caused another big change in your brain. It didn't just happen when you thought about something. It happened when you did something new, like learning a new skill. Now I want you to close your eyes for a bit. Instead of actually moving your fingers, I want you to imagine doing the same finger exercise in your head. Picture what you did before, touching your thumb to your pinky finger, then to your index finger, your ring finger, and finally, your middle finger. Imagine doing this without moving your fingers. Repeat it a few times in your mind and then open your eyes. Did you notice that when you practiced in your head, your brain seemed to go through the whole sequence as if you were actually doing it? If you really focused on imagining those finger movements, your brain lit up in the same way as if you were doing them for real. Your brain couldn't tell the difference between your mental practice and the actual physical movements. Imagining things in your head is a powerful way to build new connections in your brain. Recent studies in brain science have shown that just by thinking, we can change our brains. So, think about this. What do you spend most of your time thinking about? What do you keep doing, whether you realize it or not? Your thoughts and actions keep shaping who you are. Throughout evolution, the frontal lobe, which sits behind your forehead and above your eyes, has been one of the last parts of the brain to develop. This part of your brain holds the image of who you are and affects how you interact with the world. It's like the boss, controlling the rest of your brain. Remember, what you pay attention to in your mind shows what kind of person you are and who you'll become. You might wonder how we can change how our brains work on purpose. Where does the real you live? And how do you turn different parts of your brain on or off to be more aware? The you I'm talking about is in a part of your brain called the frontal lobe. Without it, you wouldn't be you. It helps you think about the future, control your behavior, imagine new things, and guide you through life. It's like the voice in your head that tells you what's right and wrong. This part of your brain can change a lot and helps you think and act in different ways. Today, you saw how your thoughts, attention, and intentions can change your brain and how you see the world. With this knowledge, it's time to start discovering more about yourself and growing on purpose. Remember, you're not stuck because of your past. You're in charge of what happens next. I encourage you to explore your own mind, see what you're capable of, and challenge yourself to do things you never thought you could. Break free from old limits and step into a future full of possibilities. Every thought you have, every goal you set, and every move you make shapes who you become. So be careful with your thoughts, focus on what's important, and see how your life changes for the better.